Oh, there's no love like your first love. I've heard that a lot, and that definitely applies here. Now, I might be a little bit biased because this is really the first big game, the first big PC game that I ever played that I got super, super addicted to. But this is Ultima Online, and this is the game that I started playing back in 1998 when I was in the Navy that I lost so much sleep over. This game is great, and as you see here, I am in the character creation screen. I am about to jump into an Ultima Online that's completely free, no monthly fees, and it holds the nostalgia from back in the 90s, back in the glory days of when Ultima Online was so great. So not only is it free to play, but it actually captures so much of the essence that we all felt, so many UO fans felt back when UO started. And to get here, all you have to do is pull up Google on your internet browser. In Google, type Ultima Online Forever. Or you could simply just type in www.uoforever.com. But either way is going to get you to this website. As you see at the bottom there, join now for free forever. Now, this is a great site. They offer a complete download, everything you need. It's super easy to install. It's not going to take you long to download. It offers nostalgia. It's unique. It's complete. And this is seriously one of the best MMOs and RPGs you can play. If you guys haven't experienced Ultima Online, or maybe you have played Ultima Online, but you played after about the year 2001, you owe it to yourself to try Ultima Online as it was, as it was at its best days back, before Trammel and before it really got screwed up. They have a wiki on the site that you can actually look everything up. It talks about the new dungeons. They have custom dungeons for this Ultima Online Forever that were never part of the game that are great. This game offers a unique murder system that is classic. You have crafting. You can do anything you want. You can be a warrior. You can be a crafter. You can be a salesperson. You can be an archer. You can be a tamer and go out and tame animals and tame dragons. Complete sandbox. PvP galore, risk versus reward. They run events all the time on the server for competitions in all kinds of different ways. There is so much to do in this game. I can't even begin to talk about it all. This is a great game. I'm going to show you my experiences. I jumped back into Ultima Online on the server. I played this game on this server about a year and a half ago. Knew it's something great, but kind of got away from it because I'm afraid I'm going to get addicted again. But I want to go ahead and show you guys why Ultima Online is so much of my heart and is why so much of hearts to so many people who enjoyed it back in the day. And you can play this forever right now for free. Ultima Online Forever. We're going to come back and show you me jumping into the game right after this. Hello, welcome back everybody. So we're back with Ultima Online. You're actually hearing me re-edit this video, this first about 15 minutes of this live stream. This was a live stream that I actually did, and I had to go back and edit it because the music was way too loud before I actually adjusted it. You couldn't even hear me talking for the game music. But as you see here, I'm going through and I'm kind of showing you all the different hairstyles and everything you show. You can be a gargoyle or a human or whatever. But if you don't go a human, you're probably going to get mocked on the server. I don't know. It seems like everybody that I've seen on the server is a human. But you can do a kind of hairstyle, facial style. Now, don't let the graphics in this game, when you first install this game and you start playing, don't let the graphics turn you off. The graphics are actually really good. There's a lot of customization in this game that you can have. You can name yourself. But the skill-based system and the sandbox world that this game offers is unlike any other MMO out there. This game is absolutely phenomenal. Here you see I've accepted how I look. You can go into a predetermined basically trade or class, such as a warrior, blacksmith, as we all know. But what I like to do on this server with Ultima Online is I always like to go into the advanced side here and set everything myself. And you can do this here. You can set your attributes, your strength, dexterity, and intelligence. That's your 3 main attributes. If you want to be a warrior, like what I'm going to start off as a warrior this time, you want to start with strength. If you want to be a mage, you just saw me point at the intelligence down at the bottom. Max out your intelligence. And then look at all these skills here that you can actually pick from. The cool thing is there's like over 40 skills that you can choose from. You can only master... You can only have 700 total points. So that means you can max out 7 skills at 100 and be pathetic at every other skill here on this list. And this is the beauty of the game. This game is designed so beautifully, so magnificently. That's why it's one of the, my favorite games ever. And trust me, I have played so many games in my life. Ultima Online, even though it was my first real game and first real online game, no other game, I don't think, holds what this game does in my heart. It's just a masterfully crafted game, and this Ultima Online Forever does capture a lot of that essence and the beauty of the original Ultima Online before it got screwed up. I mean, it's still running today on the EA servers if you want to pay a monthly fee and you want to pay something and you want to play something that's completely obsolete to what you can do for free on Ultima Online Forever. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to pick some skills. And as you can see there's a lot of skills. They're all alphabetically, aligned. Archery is one that a lot of people do. You have taming right above the archery there. Taming, you can go out and tame animals. You can start, once your skill gets high enough, you can tame like monsters and dragons and have them be your friend. Super, super cool. A lot of fun. I've actually never been a GM. GM means like 100 skill tamer. That's something that I would love to do one day before I die on this earth, is be a GM tamer in Ultima Online. I know it sounds pathetic, but fencing is another skill that was really popular back in the day. That's a fighting skill. You use weapons like daggers and spears and krisses and stuff like that for. And then another big one was swordsmanship for fighting. So I'm going to go ahead and take swordsmanship here. Well, I don't want it twice. This is my 3 skills that I can start off as, and you can balance it as you saw me sliding those bars. You only have so many points to distribute when you start your character. So for my second skill, I'm going to go ahead and take... A lot of these skills go along with fighting, like anatomy and stuff like that. Anatomy is a skill that is something that, the more anatomy you know where to hit somebody with a sword. Makes you a better fighter, but that goes up pretty quick. I'm going to take magery just because magery is something that costs money to raise up in skill, and it'd be pretty useful. So I would advise you, if you're going to take a warrior, to set swordsmanship and at like 50, set magery right there at like 49, or vice versa. And you want to leave 1 point for the bottom one, and this is really important if you're going to take some kind of a fighter, which I recommend starting off in Ultima Online. And so see here, I have swordsmanship 50, I have magery at 49. That'll actually help out. And here I am going to actually take, very important, healing. And I'm going to show you why this is so important once I jump in the game. But I only want 1 point in healing. Healing is something that goes up really fast once you start using the skill. Remember, this is a skill-based game. The more you do things that require these skills in the game, the more they're going to go up and advance. So healing is a big one, though. Make sure you're taking that if you take one of your fighting skills like fencing or swordsmanship or archery or whatever. Britain is this town you want to start in if you want to see a lot of players, if you want to feel a community, be part of all the chat and stuff like that. You're going to find players in pretty much all the towns here in this game on the server right now. But Britain has a lot of players, and you're going to feel like this is a live game. There's a lot of players here. You'd be like, wow, this is cool for a free game. So here it starts me with some gold coins. I blow up my window as soon as I start the game. You see here it tells me some stuff about my young player status, and if I die and resurrect, everything that I have is not lost, and then it's highly recommended that you stay young for until you feel comfortable with the game, because if you die, you won't lose any of your stuff. After you actually get past this young player status, or you renounce your young player status, which you can do at any time if you want to, you start losing your items when you die. So make sure you read this And that's very helpful until you get until you're comfortable with the game, because there is a lot to this game. This game is super, super deep, super advanced. So many skills, so many things you can do. There's nothing in this game that's going to hold your hand. And here you see some more information about Ultima Online. I'm kind of reading it there, and I don't remember exactly what I was saying when I streamed this live. But you're going to hear my live stream chat here soon. In just a few more minutes, we're going to go ahead and you'll hear the background music and everything like that. But you're going to have message of the days. This is the people running this free server. They run events and all kinds of different things for the players all the time. So in a lot of ways, the server, I think, is probably even better than what Ultima Online was back in the day, because it offers a lot more. It offers server, people that are hosting the server that really care about the characters. And here you see one of the first things I did, just logging in. I already unlocked a conquest and got some kind of conquest points or something. Don't even know what that's for. So let's go ahead and run out of here. And one of the things you're going to have to get used to in this game, I'm dropping a book there out of my backpack. Some of the stuff that you start with you don't really need. This is a spell book here. This is awesome because I picked Major. You're going to start with a spell book that actually has all the way up to 4th level spells. That's going to come in really handy to do things like healing and different things. Just start off with. And this is one game that, like so many games nowadays that use Magery, you can cast spells. Once you learn a spell, you can cast it as much as you want, and there's no real price to pay. With Ultima Online, it was awesome because you had to have reagents. Now, a lot of people might think this is kind of a hassle, but there's 8 different reagents that Ultima Online had, and it was a big part of the game. I mean, anybody that casted magic spells has to have regs, as they call them, short for reagents. As you see all these different reagents here, some of these are damaging reagents like Blood Moss and Nightshade, while Mandrake Root is kind of, like you see me with my cursor over there, Mandrake Root is kind of like eggs in a recipe. They kind of hold everything together, and Mandrake Root here was one of the most popular or most needed regs for all the spells. More spells use Mandrake Root than any other reagent. Spider Silk, Garlic, and then Ginseng. Ginseng is kind of like your healing reagent, used in a lot of healing kind of spells. But I'm going to go ahead and show you kind of how magic works here. So let's go ahead and take this first level Create Food spell. And this is a list of all our spells here. If we just go actually click on Create Food, what I can do is I can actually see the reagents it uses. It uses all 3 of those. Whether you fail the spell or whether you succeed, it's going to use one of each of those every time you cast that spell. And what this is going to do is obviously create some food for you to eat. Hunger is a part of this game. There's no thirst, and you won't die of hunger like so many survival games today. But if you haven't eaten and you're really hungry, you won't succeed at a lot of spells. You'll do actually worse and you'll fail more. So it is important to keep well fed and make sure your player is not hungry, especially when you're doing things like crafting high-level items and stuff like that. So you can just drag this Create Food spell or any spell in your spell book out to the screen anywhere, wherever you want it. And let's go ahead and cast this and show you, and it will actually use up those reagents or regs, as everybody calls them. Now up here at the very top, it's going to show you how many of each reg you have and how much gold you have, and that's because they're really important. That's why it actually shows it up there at the top of your UO Forever window. So I'm trying to cast it here. To simply double click it, and I see that I created a cooked bird, and it's in my backpack, and there it is. That's good. I'll be able to eat that when I get hungry. So that's how that spell works. And the cool thing is here is, like in your backpack, you can drag anything anywhere you want. Rather than like a slot system we see in so many RPGs today. I really love this, how you have a backpack and it can be a mess. I mean, it's as messy or as neat as you have it organized. Here you have a bag full of regs rather than just having the regs all spread out all over your backpack. At least I have all the reagents or regs put in a bag for me when you start the game. So there are some other spells that you're definitely going to want to have out, but that's kind of how magic works. And notice that I do only have the 49 reagents of the ones that I've used for that spell up at the top. So if you accidentally close out your magic book, you can actually just double click it in your backpack and open it again and drag it wherever you want. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to the 4th level here, and I'm going to go ahead and look for a very popular spell, which is the recall spell. And this is a spell that's actually used to teleport to any location in the game as long as you have what they call a rune marked for that location. So like people with player vendors and houses that have vendors where they sell stuff and goods will always mark runes, and they'll either open up gates to that location, which is another spell, or they'll give you out runes or sell runes to their shop so you can cast a recall spell on that rune and go there instantly. Cool thing. Teleportation in UO is pretty much vital because it is a pretty big world, and it would take a lot of time to run wherever you need to all the time without teleportation. So another reason that magic is really important in this game. Now, I don't exactly know what I was talking about here in the stream as I actually talk over it, because this is where the music was so loud you could barely even hear me. But we are going to be joining my original stream, commentary here in just a moment. But yeah, I can't begin to tell you guys how awesome this game is, and if you haven't ever experienced UO, definitely go grab it and give it a playthrough. I guarantee if you like RPGs, if you love Diablo kind of games, you'll probably fall in love with this game and get very addicted. So one thing I'm doing here is I'm turning my sound down, as you see, because the sound was so loud. So finally I'm turning my sound and my music down, and I got that by the options on my paper doll. To see your paper doll, it's just a picture of your character, and you can do it anytime by just double clicking your character to get that paper doll window up. From there you can go to the options, and here I'm lowering my music volume as well. Okay people, let's go ahead and rejoin the original audio right now. You guys can hear me better now if you couldn't hear me before. Kind of like a little bit of sound, but not too much. Okay, so hopefully that's better. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and the movement system in Ultima Online is definitely unique. You don't use like WASD or anything like that. In fact, if you try typing WASD, you're going to end up typing down here. And then if you hit enter, it's going to appear over your head. So that's for like chatting in the game. So if somebody saw me right now, they'd be like, oh my god, that guy's a dork. So anyway, so another cool thing that you can do is you can take all your clothes off. You can just simply drag them to your backpack, just hold left mouse button down. I mean, you can go about the world and do whatever you want, any way that you want to do it. So now it's saving the game. You can't do anything while it's saving. You kind of got to wait. So, but yeah, I love this game. I mean, it's so awesome. And anybody can actually, you can double click on anybody, which I'll show you, and you can see a portrait, their paper doll, and kind of see how they're decked out. And that's one of the things that's big in this game is, not only getting a house and surviving and getting all your skills up and stuff like that. Once you get all that done and you're like a badass in the game on the server, then it starts becoming important to be cool and be wearing, cool clothes and stuff like that. And different kinds of clothes and different kinds of materials that the clothing are made out of are popular and, show your chic status. So that's a pretty cool part of it as well. So what a lot of newbies do is they'll take all their clothes off and run around naked. For some reason, that's always been a cool thing in this game when you're new, is to run around naked. I don't know why that is. Now, a lot of these players moving like this is just NPCs. Another thing here, you see that? That is somebody's chopped up leg. You can actually, if you kill somebody or kill a player, you can actually cut them up in pieces, and you'll see like their legs and their torso and their head. You can behead them. And actually, that's the way you actually get a reward if there's a murderer in the game. It's all PvP. You can be attacked in town. You're not even safe in town. There are guards in town. If they see people fighting, they'll try to kill the aggressor of the fight. But if you're outside of the town boundaries, I mean, you are not safe at all. Reds can run in numbers. They usually do. They're usually good at hiding, and they can almost be invisible to you. You won't see them. And they'll come out from behind a tree and start casting spells, powerful spells on you. They'll freeze you in place. They will cast all kinds of e-bolts and stuff like that. Corp Pour, C-O-R-P, P-O-R is probably one of the most popular magic words that you'll see. Here's a ghost. He died, and his dragon, he actually had a pet dragon that died as well. So there's a ghost of a dragon. So we're seeing some of the pretty cool things right up front. I like that. But anyway, players can kill you. And if I go outside of town, maybe we will go outside of town here soon. And if we get killed by a PK, and we'll know them because their name will be red. Like if I click myself, I'll see not only my young, which means I can't be PK'd until I renounce my young status or get 9 hours in the game, but I can't even be attacked, or I don't even think I can be stolen from or anything right now. But red will actually, a player killer that's known as a murderer in the game, their name will be red here. And that means they're a murderer. And you probably want to stay the hell away from them when you start out. Or try to. And usually means you're probably already dead. If you see one as a new player and you're not in town and you see a red, you're probably dead meat. But you can always try to get away. A lot of them won't mess with new players when they can tell you're new and you're running around naked or whatever. They haven't seen you a lot before. They'll probably leave you alone. But they may kill you just to see if you have anything valuable on you. Again, they can't kill you for your first 8 or 9 hours, so that's a good thing because it gives you a chance to actually get kind of familiar with how the game works. And I really like that before you actually jump into getting killed and all the risk versus reward stuff. So that's pretty awesome. So when you start off, one of the reasons I wanted you to start off in Britain here. Oh, I just wanted to go ahead and say about the murderers. Let's say I've put in 10 hours or whatever, and I'm still not very skilled. I'm still not that good, and a red player comes up and kills me. Well, let's say there's a banking system in the game where every town has a bank, and you can access your bank box from any bank in the world. It's the same bank box no matter what city you're in, which is actually very handy. It may sound kind of lame, but it actually works out great in this game. Anyway, let's say a red player kills me out in the forest and takes all my stuff. And let's say by that time, it's always good to put stuff in your bank. Always save for a rainy day when you need it. Because when you die, you're going to lose all your crap. And you're going to be naked and have almost nothing in your backpack. No armor or nothing like that. It's going to be gone. So you want to keep some money and armor sets and stuff like that in your bank as soon as you can. So here's another player. You can see him. He's riding a llama, it looks like. I can click on him. I can see his name, Caloric Pour. He actually casts the recall spell to leave, to teleport to another part. And you'll learn those words, what Caloric Pour means. You'll learn pretty quickly that that's a recall spell, and he's teleporting. But I could have opened his paper doll, and I could have seen his little window as well. I can probably do that with... Where's that player? Right here. So open paper doll. And I can see that Kairu, he is, it also tells they're what am I thinking? Not fame, but their reputation. Right here, their karma. This game has an awesome karma system, so this is the wretched. That means his karma means he's pretty damn evil. And there's like a whole chart of like either fame versus karma. And all these different classes of like, the mighty or the, honorable or whatever. Different classes, different as you match up the fame, which is basically how many kills you got and stuff like that, versus your honor, how wicked you are. Maybe you're a thief and you steal a lot, so you're going to lower your karma every time you do. Maybe you kill innocent players and you're going to lower your karma. But if you try to attack an innocent player, you're going to lose karma just for attacking a blue. But maybe that player you attack kills you. Well, you might lose karma and you might lose fame as well because he kills you. So in one fight, you could actually lose fame and lower your karma. Vice versa if, the opposite happens. But anyway, you're saving up money. Let's say you got 10,000 gold in your bank saved up when this murderer kills you out in the forest as you're, trying to kill a pig or whatever. What's going to happen is it's going to offer you a window, and it'll say, do you wish to report, let's go ahead and say his name was, douchebag, killed you. You were attacked and murdered by douchebag. And you can actually, it'll say, do you wish to report this, do you wish to report douchebag as a murderer? And you select yes or no. If you select no, then you're not going to report him. And he won't get another head count for murder. But if you say yes, then what you get to do is you get to actually help put a bounty on his head. So it'll say, well, out of your 10,000 gold you have in your bank, or 9,429 gold you have in your bank, however much it is, it'll say how much money do you want to put on his head. So you can actually, when you do that, it actually takes that money. So you have to put 1,000 on his head. Well, it takes that money out of your bank and it actually puts it in a special reward box for whoever brings the head of that guy to a guard in any town. So then somebody that's badass like a Blue that goes after, you know, murderers all the time and is a good guy, he could kill that guy, cut off his head, take the head to any guard in any town. There's tons of them. And then he's going to get the total reward. So say this douchebag guy had killed 200 people before his last death. He's probably going to have at least 100 of those guys that he killed putting a bounty on his head. And so let's just say they all averaged 1,000 gold apiece on those bounties. Maybe the hero guy that kills douchebag brings his head in and gets a nice reward of 100,000 gold or something. I mean, you never know. You never know. It'll actually, if you go to the bank, I'll show you where it's at, but there's like a list showing the top 10 bounties, I think, like that, for, you know, the highest bounties for who's the most wanted. And you can see that list in any town. Everybody knows who the biggest, baddest murderers are. So, again, you're always going to start in this inn, this basically like a motel, old school motel, in whatever town you pick. And the reason this one's called Sweet Dreams. I just clicked on the sign and found it. Here's another player, but he left. But anyway, this Britain right here, if you go right in here, if I click on this, it'll show you what it is. I think. I click on these little stars. Sparkle. Anyway, what this is this is a newbie dungeon. So you can go in there and kind of fight some newbie monsters and be pretty safe from other players and stuff like that, and not get yourself in too deep right in here. And there'll probably be other newbies running around. Maybe they'll help you out if you get in trouble or whatever. But remember, you're not going to lose anything. Even if you die, you're not going to lose any of your gold and stuff like that. So it's pretty nice. And then if you die, you're going to turn into a ghost. You can just come right back up here. And if you're a ghost, the world goes black and white. And I'll let you see that when it happens. But you just come in here as a ghost, and all you got to do is either get another player to resurrect you, or the easiest thing to do is probably just walk right in here to this healer shop right here. And you can walk right through the doors when you're a ghost. You don't have to open them. And there's healers. All you got to do is stand next to one of these healers. See, I can double click him. See, this is an NPC healer. Stand next to him. As long as you haven't like attacked somebody, or you're not gray, or you haven't made any kind of criminal actions in the last like 5 minutes, I think, they're going to go ahead and offer you to resurrect. And then you'll respawn and be able to go ahead and continue your way. So it's pretty nice. So it'll take you some time to learn your way around these cities, especially Britain, which is a huge city. You can't even see all of Britain right here. But exploring these towns and learning where all the shops are, that's actually a lot of the fun in the game. You know, running around exploring and seeing where everything's at. Obviously, I've put a lot of time in this game, especially in the late 90s, so I pretty much know Britain by heart. Now, here is one of the most popular places you're going to see in the game. This is the West Britain Bank. Pretty big bank. This is where you're going to keep all your goods, and a lot of players hang out here just chilling, looking cool, you know, wearing their badass favorite outfit or whatever and trying to look cool and strut for everybody. I must shove somebody invisible, so somebody was hiding there. We don't know who it is. Probably somebody either practicing their hiding skill or somebody that's a thief. Who knows? And somebody's been working on their cartography skill, creating a whole bunch of maps and laying them all over the town, when really they should be throwing them in the wastebasket here. Back in the 90s, when everybody was on dial-up, seeing this was really bad because all these different items thrown out all over the ground would cause huge lag on everybody's dial-up system. You know, the game having to remember where and what all these different items were in the world, especially if these were done in multiple cities. Somebody just making a big mess. Here, in today's world, this really doesn't lag anything out too bad. But if whoever did this wasn't being such a punk, they would have just, you know, dragged these items into this waste can here, because nobody wants all this crap. It's just practice maps. These aren't any good. So people will sit here and they'll actually teleport, you know, people. They'll open up gates, basically, which is a way to teleport many people at once to a specific location in the game. People will sit here by the bank and teleport people to their shop, to their house where they have their own vendors. Like this guy has opened up, that's a gate that he just opened up, and he's telling you, hey, this is going to the room library where you can go to the LLC vendors and buy stuff, and buy their stuff, and they make a profit. And you can do the same thing when you get a little more advanced. But this is the big hangout area. This is a big area where a lot of people are going to do trades. You can set up trades on the forums on that website that I showed you at the start of the video. But as you can see, all these people up on top of the bank, they are coming up to the top of the bank up here. And it used to be, back in the old day where you had to learn magic high enough to teleport from the bottom up to the top of the bank. And this version here, they actually made stairs. This wasn't here in the old days, but they actually created their own stairs coming up here, so you can come up here. But this is where all the cool people sit for hours. I guess they got nothing better to do than sit here and look cool in their mighty outfit. So if I click on this guy, for example, I'll see, hey, this guy is the Glorious Lord. So he has, not only does he have good karma, but he has a lot of fame to have that recognition there, the Glorious Lord. And then there's his name, and if you have any kind of karma or fame, it's going to tell you also what he's most skilled at. And he is Legendary Rouser, so that is what he's the most skilled at. Legendary, I believe, means 120 skill. So he's bought a very valuable, what they call a power scroll, I believe it is. It allows you to get a skill up over 100 points. 120 is the max for any skill, and that would be a legendary. And then 110 is, I can't remember, but master, I believe, is 100. But so we're coming up here, and people can have these kind of pets. Look at this blue unicorn. I mean, that looks awesome. You can ride these ethereal bugs here. A lot of people have these. These aren't actually ethereal bugs. These are actually real bugs. These are actually a big like roach out in the world that can attack you and attack stuff. And people can tame these and then ride them, and they can usually sell them in town for pretty big bucks. I think they're worth like 15,000, 20,000 each in gold. And then something like this blue unicorn here, I don't even have any idea how this person got that. I don't even know that I've ever seen this. That's probably worth like millions of gold. But all these people will set up here in their different outfits. You can double click any of them. I mean, you can click more than one of them at a time if you want, and bring up all their different, paper dolls, as they call them. And you can say, wow, who looks the coolest? This guy's dyed his skin green. He's found some kind of skin dye. But you can really, even though the graphics aren't that good, you can really make yourself look unique in this game. And one reason I really love this game is your ability to make yourself look so unique with all the different options this game offers. So that's kind of how Britain looks. This is the biggest bank. This is where you're always going to see the most people, and you're always going to see people here at this bank. I don't care what time of the day it is. And it looks like that's actually a safe trading zone up there on top of the bank. So a good place to trade, I guess, if you're going to trade, so you don't get ripped off. So I think that means that like a thief can't steal from you while you're doing a trade or whatever. And that happens more than you might think. So you can walk around here, and anything that you see that you think you might like, I can open this bag and say, wow, this bag has a lot of sewing kits in it. I'm going to go ahead and take that bag. And you can just pick it up and drag it. Oops, that's my health and stuff. You can actually pick that up and drag it right to your backpack. Now, you're only allowed, you can have as many items in your backpack as you want, I believe, or maybe there's a cap of like 125 different items, I'm not sure. But mainly your restriction here is how strong you are. So another reason we wanted a badass strength, so you can double click your paper doll if you don't have it up. Again, you can drag it anywhere you want. You can drag any of these windows anywhere you want. Your backpack, your spell book, whatever. Here, if you accidentally close that out, you can double click your backpack here and open your backpack up again. It's going to pop up in a random spot on the screen, but and then you can just you can open up all this stuff and see what you got. Now here I have a bunch of different bandages because I picked healing, and this is one of the reasons I told you to pick healing, because as a fighter you are going to want to be able to heal yourself with bandages if you're definitely going to be some kind of a fighter, which I would recommend starting off. If you want to make money starting off, I would actually recommend making one warrior guy to have fun in the game and go fight stuff, and then I would make a money maker. You're going to want some way to actually make a lot of money, and that will actually be done by making like a miner. I would definitely recommend making a miner. It's a boring, monotonous job, but mining is actually very, very profitable in this game. People need to buy ingots, metal ingots of different types for making all kinds of armor and weapons, and they will pay you pretty good money for your time, especially as your skill goes up and you get to be a master miner or 100 skill miner. Then you are going to make some pretty damn good money for your time. Probably more so than the warrior who's going through the dungeons and fighting monsters and stuff like that, because the fighter guy is going to be going through dungeons and dangerous places and be getting killed all the time, not only by the monsters he's fighting, but also by other players. Where mining is a lot less risky. PKers and stuff like that will kill miners, but it's a lot more rare than somebody getting killed in a dungeon. So, what you're going to want to do, if you want to open your bank box, you come anywhere near the bank, and you can type out the word bank. And I'll show you shortcuts to actually do all this stuff more later on. But it's going to show me that I have a young player ticket. I don't remember exactly what that is. And then in here I have a check for 100 gold. That's not a whole lot. I have some more regs, another bag of 50 regs. Oh, and I have some nice starter armor as well. So if I don't want to look new, I mean, I can drag this stuff here from my bank box in my little armor bag they gave me, and I can drag this leather armor onto me. And you'll see that it changes my look completely in the game. Put on my gloves. This is called a gorget. This will actually go on your neck. And you don't have to put it exactly where it goes. I mean, I can drag this down to my legs, and it's going to put it on my neck, and it's going to show up in that slot right there. And then all I need now is my little armbands, my sleeves, and those are going to go there. Where the hell are my... Oh, I don't have pants because it gave me a skirt. Or, no, what's this? What is this? No, it didn't give me... Where the hell's my pants? It didn't give me no damn pants. Oh, there they are, right here. I dragged them in my backpack like a dope. So there's my leather leggings. So... there we go. So now you can see I have a completely different look just by putting on some pretty basic leather armor here. But that is going to offer me some protection. And you can always click your status here from your paper doll window. Again, get this by double-clicking yourself. And this will actually show you your strength. So I've already gained 1 strength since I started, somehow. I have a 10 dexterity, and I have 11 intelligence. This basically shows me my health, and then this shows me my stamina. You can just hover your cursor over it, and it'll show you exactly what it is. So this shows me my maximum stats. Your stats, these 3 combined, can only be a maximum of 225. This is your luck. I'm not sure what that is. And this right here is going to be an important one. This is going to be your encumbrance. This is your maximum base based on your weight. This is how many stones I can carry and how many I actually have on me. It includes stuff you're wearing and stuff in your backpack. It shows me I have 500 gold on me. And this is like animal slots. Different animals take up a different number of slots. I think horses take up 1 slot. So you could actually have 5 horses following you around. Dragon, I believe, is like 5 or 3 or something. I can't remember. And then what is this? Damage. It shows you how much damage you do. So one of these is armor protection. Where is it? Oh, right here. So right over here is going to be your physical resistance. This is your armor. So for example, if I take off, or let's say this breaks, because everything has a durability in this game too. So let's say that my tunic here breaks, and it'll basically disappear. You'll see that my armor level has went from 13 down to 8. And I'll put that back on. It goes back up to 13. So because I picked a sword skill, it's going to start me off with a very basic katana. I can drag that to my character. And now I'm equipped and I'm ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what will happen if I die. So a lot of times, a lot of these reds will hang out in Britain, and they will attack people that leave out one of the main entrances. There's another entrance on the other side up here, but this is one of the main entrances people could use to go out into the forest and either go hunting or leave, look for a house or whatever, go shopping at some of the player vendors or whatever. They will go across this bridge, and a lot of PvP wars are fought right here. Reds can't come into town. They won't come into town because these guards will kick their ass and kill them, and these guards are, they're invulnerable. Can't kill them. So a lot of times there will be reds right over in this area. So it'll even tell you here to say this area is known to be frequented by cutthroats and bandits. So it's telling me right here I am running a risk by being in this area. You have entered the bloody fields. So if I die, we'll watch what happens, and I hope I get killed by a red actually, so I can kind of show you how that works. But blues, the good guys, and reds will typically have wars like all day and all night, all the time, right in this area. But you have trails that you can follow out in the forest. Again, you can look at your map and kind of see an overview. Here's a basic horse that hasn't been tamed. This is a spot where you can come to buy a horse if you want to buy a horse to ride on. You would just come up here and you would instead of double clicking the vendor like you might think, that just brings up his paper doll, what you would do is any vendor in the game, whether it's a player vendor or whatever, you're going to type in vendor space buy. And you can make shortcuts for all these different things you say, but you just got to make sure you're close to one of the NPCs and say vendor buy, and he'll show you what he has to sell. He'll sell you a cat for 132 gold, a horse. I don't have quite enough gold. I only have 500 gold on me. It tells me how much gold I have available right here. And I can scroll through and I can say, wow, I want to buy a rideable llama for 1,450, or I want to buy, you know, whatever, a rabbit. That'd be kind of useless, but you can also, like, if you're a tamer, you can go tame different stuff and come back and sell them to these guys. Make a little bit of money that way. But that is how that works. We are going to go and see if we can't get a player killer to kill us, because they used to be here all the time. I don't know what the hell this is. What is this? Point of bloodshed owned by Minax. Okay. And so let's say that I'm running around here, and let's say that I want to, I don't know, say I want to fight something. So this here is other players' houses that they've actually built or bought or whatever. This is a player house. This is an NPC house here. But as you can see, not only do you have the ability to, you know, show your personality and your own unique style with your character and how you're decked out with all the different items available in the game that people can craft or you can craft or whatever, but this guy has bought all these different dragon heads which are worth some money, and he has actually decked his, this is the inside of his castle here. I'm not allowed to go in here, and in fact if I'm on his property, when he spawns in, I become a free kill for him if he wants to attack me because I'm like on his property. But anyway, as you can see, this guy, it has just a basic little castle. This guy is decked to the top of his house out with 1,000,000 chests to try to show his, you know, that's kind of to be funny, I guess, because nobody would need that many chests, I don't think. Do all these things actually have items in them? Yeah, see all these items. It's just for a look. 0 items, 0 stones in that chest. 0 items, 0 stones. So he has all these chests up here just as recovered from a dread spider. So he has all these chests up here just to show, you know, his own unique style. And people deck these houses out however they want. So I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to go ahead and try to fight something. And all these weird named animals like this, that are like Trixie or whatever, that means somebody's tamed that creature, and you can name it whatever you want if you tame it. And then, you know, it went wild or whatever, and that's why it's gray. If it's a tame creature, it'll actually be blue. But bulls are pretty powerful. I remember that is a bull. You can tell by the horns, even though somebody's tamed it and named it FF. But we're going to go ahead and try to fight this cow. And to fight, you're simply going to hit your tab key, or you can click this button right here, go into war mode. And then you're simply going to double click whatever you want to kill. Pretty easy. But before I do that, I always like to drag their health bar off of them first so I can kind of see their health versus mine. I'm definitely going to watch my health here. And I'm going to go ahead and double click this guy. You can either double click it, or if it's behind a tree, you can just double click his health bar that you dragged out. And once you double click them, they will attack you. And it'll show the numbers here from how much damage I'm taking, how much damage he's taking. And as you can see, because I picked a warrior, a swordsman, I'm actually kicking that. And it said I gained a little fame, I think it said, and my skills have went up. It gave me notification that I gained anatomy and I gained swordsmanship or whatever. If I want to see exactly where my skills at, I can just pick the skill item here. It sorts all these skills out for you. You can drag it out so you can kind of see it. So combat I'm interested in. My anatomy is already went up from 0 to 1.1. My swordsmanship is at 53 now, and parrying, that's basically blocking or maneuvering away from the damage shots, 4.9. And some of these items are actually based on my 3 main attributes: my strength, my intelligence, and my dexterity. So if you want to see what your skill actually is, that's not, doesn't have this bonus applied, you can actually click the show reel. And you'll see I started swordsmanship at 50, now it's 50.6. This is actually what it is without any kind of bonuses based on your strength and stuff. Anatomy has went up from 0 to 1.1. And you can control exactly what skills you want to go up by either moving this down if you wanted to lower it, because maybe pairing is, you know, at 20 and I don't want that as part of one of my 700 total points that I'm allowed. I want to, you know, lose some of the 20 points in that and put it in other skills. You can actually point that down, so some of the points will go off as I use another skill, and it'll take points away from that. Or if you want to raise it, you'll keep it up. Now by default, all your skills are going to be up so that they're raised when you use them. If you get a skill to a certain level and you don't want it to go any higher, you can always lock it in place. Or if you get it to like 100 max, maybe you don't want to make sure that you don't lose any of that 100 you've gained, because it starts getting harder and harder to gain skills as you get really close to 100. So once this gets to 100, I might want to lock the skill in place so I don't accidentally lose any of those points. So here, I'm going to go ahead and hit tab again on my keyboard, which is a shortcut to go into war mode, and I'm simply going to go ahead and double click this pig and see how long it takes me to kill it. One shot, it's more than half dead, and it did do 1 point of damage to me, but gained a little fame, and my swordsmanship went up by 0.1. So you just keep skilling up like this, and pretty soon you'll be pretty bad. But I can't encourage you guys, especially if you guys like Diablo and stuff like that, to give this game a try. So another thing, once you kill these animals, what you can do is you can actually double click any sharp item, either your you know, dagger or sword or whatever. Just double click your sword and it'll say, what do you want to use this on? I want to use this on the carcass of the cow. Click it and it's going to say you skin it, and the hides are now on the corpse. So now to see the corpse, you can double click it, and if you kill a monster or whatever, a lot of times it carries some kind of loot. You can double click that corpse of the monster you killed and it'll have gold or whatever. Cows and stuff like that. Another good thing I like about this game is you're not going to find, you kill a wolf, you know, or a bear or whatever, you're not going to find armor and swords and crap like that on a bear. Why would a bear, a sword, or a wolf, or whatever have that kind of crap on them? They're not. They're going to have realistic items. So the corpses of these animals aren't going to have anything on them unless you carve them up, and then they're going to have like leather hides, which are really heavy, and then they're going to have raw meat. So you can train like cooking, and you can like, you know, cook your meat. And if you don't have a high cooking skill, which that's going to be here under trade skills, cooking, 0, I'm probably going to burn up the meat and it's not going to be edible. And you can't eat it when it's raw either. Now these hides are really heavy. Watch what happens if I take these 12 piles of hides from this cow and drag them into my backpack. I'm like, man, leather, I know leather is worth money, and it is, but I drag that here and you see that they're pretty heavy. I think I went up from 158 to 218. So I mean, you kill 3 or 4 cows out here, you're going to be like you're going to be major encumbered. You won't even be able to walk. So one thing you can do, and this is one of the reasons I told you guys to take healing, because you are going to get a pair of scissors in your backpack that's going to be like a blessed item. It doesn't say blessed when I click it, but these are blessed. So if I die, even if I don't have my young status here, and I die, somebody kills me, I'm going to have these scissors on me. I'm not going to have to go to you know, the tailor shop and buy more scissors. They're going to be on me all times, even if I die. And that's handy, because one of the things you can do is you can take your scissors, cut these hides up, and watch my encumbrance go down from 218 once I cut them up. 170. So now I actually got leather that people can use, pieces of leather. These are more usable, and they're a lot lighter. And I can actually start saving these up. Maybe I have another character that's going to be a tailor or whatever, or maybe I want to, you know, get 5,000 leather or whatever, something somebody wants to buy, and sell them and make some money. So just one of the many, you know, ways. There's probably well over 100 different ways you can actually make money in this game. So again, you know, let's find something. I don't know if we can kill a grizzly, but let's try it. So let's go ahead and drag his health out. Let's go into fight mode and see what happens. See if you're strong enough. I have no idea. I think he's probably going to tear me up. As you can see, 70, he's doing some damage to me. I'm not hurting him a whole lot. You kind of see him round up. I am gaining skills, though. This is a good way to actually gain skills quickly, is to fight something that's dangerous to you rather than just fighting pigs. He has me almost halfway dead. I've already gained I've gained a couple of points in strength, though, which has helped my overall health. I'm going to have to run for it here, because you can see I got a good hit in there. Did quite a bit of damage to him, but he's going to end up winning this battle if I don't get out of here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. He's going to chase me. And to move, I meant to show you guys the one thing I meant to show you guys right at the start. There's just so much to this game. There's so much to it. He's probably going to find me, even though I'm pretty far away. But to move in this game, it's really simple. Rather than using like WASD and stuff like that, I started talking and then I got off on something else. I saw another player or something. I don't remember what it was. But to move in this game, you don't use WASD. Remember, I typed that. I was showing you that that would be like to type chat or whatever down here. So to move, all you do is see this little cursor here. If I want to walk, I just point at which way you want to go. Now, you can't go straight left and right or up. Well, yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. But there's only 8 directions you can go, so you can't go in like 360 rotationals like you can some players. But like houses and stuff like that can only be placed diagonally. They can't be placed at, you know, a 90-degree increments. They're only at like what the 45-degree increments, like, you know, 45 degrees and plus 90, 45 plus 90 is whatever, 135 or whatever. So these things are always in, you know, if you place down a chest or whatever, it's always going to be at one of the diagonal directions of the game. But you can move in 8 different directions here, diagonally and up, down, left, and right. But the way to do that, if you want to walk, just put your cursor close to you and hold down your right mouse button. So if I hold down my right mouse button, I'm going to walk. If I want to run, I'm going to move my cursor further away and I will actually start running. If you run over anything like, you know, weeds or trees or anything like that, it's actually going to take a lot of your stamina away as you run over those items. And as you can see, that bear that was attacking me before caught on to me. He sees me again and he's after me. You can see he's healed up pretty nice. I've barely healed up at all. I'm still at 29 health. So we are almost an hour into this game, and I'm telling you guys, I have not even covered even 1% of what this game offers. I mean, I'm not even close to even showing you guys 1% of this game. That's why this game is so much fun. It's fun to get in here and explore. There's so much you don't know. There's so many dangers you don't know about. But as you play it, you will learn quickly. And learning a game like this, learning the world, exploring, and learning all the things that you can do is so much fun. It's unbelievable. And again, this game is absolutely free. And this game, honestly, I think this game blows Diablo away. I would much rather go play Ultima Online on this server than go pay, you know, however much money for Diablo 3 or even Diablo 4. I don't care how badass it looks. I guarantee you this game is going to be better than even Diablo 4 when it comes out. So if you guys are RPG fans, if you guys like online games, give this game a shot, especially if you've never tried Ultima Online. I can't encourage you enough. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go ahead and try to heal up. And to do that, I'm going to go ahead and double click myself, or double click my band-aids in that I started off with. And I'm going to go ahead and click on myself. I can click down here, I can click here, whatever. And I'm going to start applying bandages. Takes a couple of minutes. If you don't move, you'll have a better chance of success. We'll wait a second and see if I actually heal myself from the 38 hit points I have now. It'll tell me whether I succeeded or failed. Here, you apply the bandages, but they barely help. And you'll see here that my healing went up a little bit. It's 1.2 now. And you can see I barely gained even a hit point from that. And that's because my healing skill sucks. But as you do this more and more, you're going to gain skill and you're going to get better at it. I begin applying the bandages again. You just got to do things, repeat things over and over and over. And as you do them, you're going to get better. But this is still, you guys like MMOs, you guys like these online games. I healed myself for 10 and I see the 10 right there. So already getting a little bit better. And a couple other players running here. Who knows where they're running from? Maybe they're just running because they're in a hurry. I'm going to go ahead and apply some more bandages here and get myself all healed up. And we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, though. If you guys have any questions or whatever, you guys want to see me play more of this game and show you guys more of this game that I know, then definitely hit me up. Leave the comments down below in my description, because I'm going to go ahead and put this video up on my channel. Even though I'm streaming it right now, I had no idea how many people would watch this game. But you know, I'll make more videos and continue from this point on with my guy, Damon Blood. If you guys want to see more, definitely let me know in the comments below. And let me know what you guys think about this game. I'll be definitely, if this video has helped you guys try this game for your first time, made you guys decide to go out to uoforever.com and download this game and play it, let me know, please, down in the comments below. Also, let me know after you try it for a while what you think of it. Be sure you put those comments down below. I'd love to read those. Love to know if I've actually helped anybody, you know, make an appearance on this UO Forever server. But this game is absolutely brilliant. I mean, people drop stuff all the time at the bank. There's a basic Chris. That's one of the more popular fencing items or weapons. And again, I mean, if you can just sit in town and have fun, just talking, making friends here, you know, at the bank, and just sit there and, you know, shoot the crap. I have spent so much time in Ultima Online, you know, just talking and BSing with people that I meet in the game. Especially back in the 90s, man. I mean, that was better than the chat rooms. It was a great way to actually talk to people that were kind of like-minded, was to beat people in this game and chat. A lot of great conversations, a lot of good friends made in a game like this. But this is Ultima Online. This is about as close as you're going to get to the old school UO that so many people loved, and that is still probably one of the best MMOs out right now, and it's completely free. No monthly fee, no nothing. You can download it. It's going to be a quick download for you. Just register at the website, uoforever.com. And again, be sure you comment down here. Be sure you rate my video. Be sure you subscribe if you want more content like this. But definitely let me know if you guys, you know, have tried this game and you like it or you hate it, whatever. Let me know. Especially if you this video has helped you make a decision on trying this game your first time. Please report back to me. Comment below and let me know what you think of UO Forever. Thanks so much for watching this, everybody. Be sure you comment as well. Let me know if you want to see more of me playing Ultima Online. Take care, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.